Hello guys, it's Lix, and today I have a speed paint of a contest entry for a Talart 100 sub special contest. And with this commentary, I will be trying something different. I'm gonna try giving some tips throughout the process of the speed paint. So I hope you guys will enjoy this, and let's get right into it. So to start off, for this contest entry, I decided to go with her girl OC Leela, and I really liked her minimalistic design as well as her love for bunnies, because I love bunnies a lot too. So since she likes bunnies so much, I decided that I would draw her as like some sort of a bunny queen sitting on a throne with bunnies surrounding her. So that was my initial concept for the sketch. And with that comes my first tip. So when you're doing the initial sketch of the drawing or painting that you're about to do, I think it's really important to get all of the proportions and perspective right before you even think about adding details such as like eyes, hair, clothing, and etc. And by doing that, I think it really helps with the overall composition of the piece, as well as avoiding sizing mistakes such as the head's too big or the hand's too small and stuff like that. And at this stage in the drawing, I think it's really important to remember a certain function that most drawing programs have, which is transformation or Control T, which is also my second tip. Related to sizing issues and also anatomy inaccuracies, I think Control T is one of the best ways to fix those mistakes early on in your drawing. I can even go as far to say that Control T is one of my favorite functions when it comes to digital art, because it's just so convenient that you can resize things, move them around, and also put them in perspective. The fact that it's so versatile and convenient almost makes me feel like as if I'm cheating a bit, but you know, it's part of the functions that come with your drawing program, so obviously it's for you to use and for you to take advantage of. So at this point in the drawing, I've already established my base proportions and also the base structure of the drawing. So what I'm doing right now is making a cleaner version of the sketch that I will later use to paint and color. And this cleaner sketch is what brings us into the next tip, and that is do not rely on stabilizer. And I know this tip can be kind of iffy because it really does come down to preference, but what I've learned over the years is that the more you use stabilizer and the more of a reliance you develop for it, the harder it is to achieve dynamic lines because you're so used to having stabilizer lag your lines and giving you that smooth finish. And by no means am I saying to ditch stabilizer altogether, because it is super useful when you're trying to achieve smooth lines while doing line art. But what I'm trying to say is that when you're cleaning up a sketch, having that dynamic freedom is what really gives like more of life to your lines. But yeah, take this tip with a grain of salt, because although this is a really helpful tip for me, it may not work for you, and I think it's really important to mess around and experiment to see what actually works for you. And my next tip is to use references. If you're having trouble with a certain part of the body or the drawing or the painting, I think it's really important to find a reference that will really teach you how that part works and how you can implement it in your own drawing. And remember, you can have more than one reference. In my opinion, I would actually recommend for you to find 2 or 3 references of around the same thing but from different perspectives or different angles or just in different settings, and that way you can really understand what you're trying to draw instead of just straight on copying. And to me, that's what makes the difference between a good reference user and a bad reference user. A good reference user will try and learn from the reference and understand how it works conceptually, so that way when they have to draw something similar or the same thing again, they will know how to draw at that time. And that is also why I think it's so important to have more than one reference, because it's much easier to learn about something when you have different angles and perspectives to look from. And for this contest entry, I actually did a lot of referencing, from the chair to the pose to the girl, so yeah, it's definitely a good thing to invest in some references. And finally, I know this is kind of abrupt, but my last tip is to practice. Practice, practice, practice. I know that's not so much of a tip, it's more of like a nagging thing that all artists tell you to do, but I do believe that the more you practice, the better you will get, and make it a habit to draw daily. Like, just get out your sketchbook and dedicate 15 or 30 minutes to drawing every single day. But I think it's also essential to remind yourself that you have to practice efficiently. You have to really draw things that you're not good at, go out of your comfort zone, and like, don't draw the same things over and over again, because we all know that it won't benefit us in the long run. But yeah, those are the 5 digital sketching tips that I wanted to share with you guys. And I really hope that it was useful or helpful in some way. If you would like to see more videos like this, tell me in the comments and give me some feedback, because that would be awesome. And that's about it. So the rest of the video is just me refining and rendering the painting that you see here, and I will include the finished picture at the very end. So I hope you guys will enjoy the rest of this little speed paint, and see you in my next video. Bye bye!